There are two things that I hate in this world. One of them is driving my wife's Prius. I hate this car. The other thing I don't like is the fact that there are people out there who drive to spend too much money on razors. You can go to dollarshaveclub.com/Hooniverse and sign up, become a member, join the fun, and get these razors delivered to your door. On top of that, you get the razor handle. If you want more, you can get the shaving cream, you can get the butt wipes, you can get aftershave. There's a bunch of other stuff too. They have travel size products as well. So stop pretending like life is like driving this Prius, which is going to the store and spending too much money. This car sucks your soul. Driving to the store and buying the overpriced name brand razors does the same thing. Cut it out. dollarshaveclub.com/Hooniverse and get on with your life and get your soul back. Like I'm about to do with this next car. God, I hate this car. Earlier in the year, we got a look at the Hellcat. This was by way of the Dodge Challenger Hellcat, and it was on a racetrack that was a little bit wet and not as thrilling as it could be. The car was fun. We got a little bit of experience of it on the road as well, to and from the track, but not the amount of time you'd like to spend with a Hellcat. This week's been different. This is the 2015 Dodge Challenger Hellcat right here in front of us, and I've had it for a full week. Additionally, this one's got the manual gearbox. So is it more fun to spend a week with it than one day on a rainy racetrack? Let me show you. Yes, it is. And here's why. This car is ridiculous in all of the best ways possible. You already know, under the hood, 6.2 liter V8 engine paired with a massive supercharger. I think it has greater displacement than my Project Civic. I think it's about 2.1, but I have to double check, which I'll do, I should have done before this, but whatever. We're talking now. So 707 horsepower, boatloads of torque, manual, 6-speed manual gearbox, rear wheel drive. This thing is cuckoo bananas awesome. There's so many things to like here. Also, the price. To get 707 horsepower from a manufacturer and not the aftermarket route costs tons of money. We're dealing with ultra exotic high-end machines, and a lot of them don't even get there. This though, this is a Dodge. This is a Dodge Challenger, and you can have it for $62,000, assuming your dealer isn't a douche and marks it up. Yes, I called you a douche if you're a dealer who marks this car up. Don't do that. You don't get it. Let these people buy their cars and enjoy them, and let people see them on the road. These will bring in people to look at other cars at the dealership, and that's where you'll make your money. So what's it like handling all that power with a manual gearbox, sending it out to the rear wheels? Well, around town, it's pretty calm. You can tiptoe this thing to and from the coffee shop. If it's cold out though, just be careful that it is possible to get it sideways, even with traction control fully on. That's not to say that this is some undrivable monster, because that's not the case. You can make it that way if you want by hitting the SRT button, putting into full track, or even being just insane and going traction control all the way off. I'll do that later on. Even with traction control all the way on though, it's extremely possible to just rip through the system. The lights will flash, there'll be warning, but there'll be tons of noise, there'll be fury, and there'll be awesomeness as you turn rubber into smoke, even with all the systems trying to stop that from happening. No can do. Hellcat says, no way, my friend. So to make sure that you keep this car pointed in the right direction, even if the back end gets sideways, Dodge worked hard to tune the adaptive suspension, to give you big brakes, to give you 275 tires at all the corners, to make sure this thing stays as planted as you want it to be until you don't want it to be anymore. You can adjust the suspension from normal to street to track, and you can feel a clear difference. The brakes work every time progressively and haul this thing back down to earthly speeds. The steering is lighter than I expected, especially coming from the Scat Pack car that I spent a week with prior to this. That was heavy. The car you felt all the weight of that car, but the suspension tuning on this one really sorts that out. I do wish there was a little bit more heft in the wheel, but that's such a minor quibble that it doesn't even matter. So you've got great brakes, you've got a great chassis, you've got a ridiculous engine, you've got a fantastic price tag, and you've also got this wonderfully upgraded 2015 Challenger interior. It's such a nicer space. As I went through in the Scat Pack video, I hate saying Scat Pack, it's a horrible name. Hellcat, that's a great name. So you've got the driver-focused cockpit, you've got this good beefy steering wheel, these wonderful seats that are better than the Scat Pack seats. You've got the upgraded sound system, you've got tons of stuff to love. And then to top it all off, it's just the engine and the price and manual gearbox, and I can't even think of things to say because this car doesn't even make sense. This is an American-made, true muscle car. In fact, this reminds me of a car I drove a long time ago, which is one of my favorite cars of all time. It's the Hotchkiss Challenger. That's a 1970 TA clone with a full Hotchkiss suspension. That was a real muscle car. Beefy manual gearbox, heavy clutch. This car has a heavy clutch too. It felt like you were driving just a machine in the greatest sense of the word from a different era. This is like that, but with modern technology. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. The exterior styling has come a long way. So what Dodge has done with this car defies logic. See, you just do dumb shit like that. As much fun as it was to spend time with a Charger Hellcat on the East Coast on a racetrack in the rain, it's been even more fun spending a week back home with the Challenger Hellcat on the street. You can do fun things on a racetrack, you can do dumb things on the street. This car is one of the most ridiculous vehicles I've ever driven. From its 707 horsepower monster motor, to its ridiculous exhaust noise, to its big tires, to its wonderfully adaptive suspension and its very friendly traction control system, I've had a hell of a time with this car, a hell of a time with the Hellcat. How do you celebrate a car like this? That's easy. Stay rolling on me the whole time. So I'm gonna get in the car and go. Hopefully I don't hit you. No, I'm just kidding.